In this video tour to the plant room, first of all we will discover about the condenser pumps. You may see the CW supply and the section header, and there are a number of condenser pumps in a row. We will later discuss all of them in detail. And from the section header there is a butterfly valve at the starting. Later we will discuss the use of the header. Actually, various branches to the pipelines are connected or joined at a point which is called header. So through the section header there is, first of all, we have the butterfly valve. Then it comes to the strainer. What is the use of strainer? It simply washed out the water before going to the pump side. You can moreover clean it up when it's being choked from here beneath side. The strainer, it comes to the flexible, and the main job of the flexible is the vibration isolation. And after that it comes to the impeller side, and impeller is connected to the discharge line, and you can see over there CW supply. You might have seen it in the video starting, there was CW supply line I will show you. Now back to the discharge line, you may see the flexible over here too, to the impeller. From the impeller, that blue rounded area is the impeller. And before the impeller there is a flexible too over here. So before the impeller there is a flexible, and after the impeller there is a flexible for the vibration isolation purposes. And after that you may see the condenser pump. You may have seen it written CW7 pumps. It means we have 7 condenser pumps in a row installed over here. Oh damn man, there is something missing. Okay, let me make it clear for you. So friends, you may look it clearly over here. There is a gauge. You may call it pressure gauge, PG or bar gauge right here. That's the missing sheet. The PG is installed on the both sides, on the section side, and also it's being installed on the discharge side. The main purpose of the gauge is the pressure measurement, and especially for the delta P. And what exactly is the delta P, you may find out further in our video. But for now, delta P is the pressure difference between the 2 points, such as the section and the discharge side. And that was the basic everyone should know about the pumps. And I hope so the condenser pumps topic is pretty clear to you. Now further we will move to our primary pumps. And one thing more I want to rememberize you over here. Further on we will discuss about the primary pumps and the secondary pumps, and I will not describe them in detail. Over here we come to the primary pump, and that's the motor of the primary pump. And one thing more I want to add it over here is that air separator. It is installed before the pump, and the main purpose of the air separator before the pump is that it stops the air to be entered to the pump. And what are the consequences? If the air is trapped or entered into the pump side, the formation of bubbles or the air trapped in the pump may cause and affect the efficiency. So for that purpose, to stop them, to overcome that issue or problem, we use the air separator. The main and basic 2 types of air separators are tangential air separator and coalescing air separator or higher efficiency air separators. And these are the secondary pumps over here. I have explained you 3 types of pumps in the plant room. The first one was the condenser pump, then we come to the primary pump, after that we come to the secondary pumps. What are the use of these pumps? We will discuss them in a multiple couple of seconds. But before that, one thing we need to discuss is the expansion tank in the plant room. The main purpose, there are the 2 main purposes of the expansion tank to be used in the plant room. First of all, it's being used for the stable load in the chiller. Moreover, its second main big task includes the circulation of the water when the chiller is being switched off. The expansion tank may also require makeup units of the 2 pumps, in which one is the working and the other is on the standby. Now back to the skip topic of the pump. First of all, we will talk about the condenser pumps. The condenser pump is a multifunctional pump. It supplies and returns the water load from the cooling tower to the chiller. The component of the chiller is the condenser, so that's why it is also being called the condenser pump. Now talking about the primary pump, its job is to return the water from HVAC of the building to the chiller's evaporator. Moreover, if we talk about the secondary pump, its work is to supply the water from the chiller's evaporator to the HVAC of the building. Now on, we will discuss about the chillers and the parts of the chiller. First of all, at the top side of the chiller we have the compressor, and the compressor job is to compress the refrigerant at the high pressure, high temperature to the condenser. And that's the little drum beneath the compressor is the oil sump. And that's the discharge line of the compressor through which vapor comes to the condenser's shell and are being condensed through the cooling water from the cooling tower in the tubes of the condenser. Over here are the supplies of the cooling tower to condense of the chiller as the condensed water return and the condensed water supply. And one thing put in your mind is balancing valve, that the balancing valve is always installed on the return line. Moreover, there are the pressure gauges and the temperature gauges for the delta P and the delta T. The pressure difference and the temperature difference in the inlet and the outlet of the condenser with a flexible installed at the starting for the purpose of the vibration isolation. After the refrigerant being compressed in the compressor and forwarded to the discharge line to the condenser, it further comes to the liquid line. The liquid line is further attached to the TXV, the thermal expansion valve. There are many types of expansion valves such as thermostatic expansion valve, electronic expansion valve, capillary tube, automatic expansion valve, float type, pilot operated and fixed orifice. The refrigerant in the vapor form coming from the compressor into the condenser, where in condenser the vapor is condensed and further change its phase into the liquid form. And further the liquid line it comes to the TXV, where it is further cooled and send it to the evaporator. Moreover, over here the heat is exchanged between the hot water from the AHU and the cold refrigerant. Thus the cold water is sent back to the AHU and the whole refrigerant is further sent to the compressor from the section line, and the loops and the cycle starts again. And now we are standing on the control panel, selector switch boards of the condenser, secondary and primary pump. These selector switch boards are being operated from here. That was my first video and your tour to the plant room. Video was informative and effective. Kindly show your lovely response. Subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon. Got the related videos further on. Like the video and share it to your friends. Till then, take care and Allah Hafiz.